I am Greville Wynne, an ordinary British businessman who became an unlikely spy during one of the most dangerous chapters of the Cold War, the Cuban Missile Crisis. Born in 1919 in Shropshire, England, I trained as an electrical engineer and built a successful career as a salesman, often traveling across Europe and Eastern Bloc countries. I had no military background, no history in espionage, just the right passport, the right access, and, perhaps, the right face for secrecy. In the early 1960s, MI6 approached me. They needed a courier to make contact with a high-ranking Soviet official, Colonel Oleg Pinkarsky. Pinkarsky, disillusioned with the Soviet regime, had approached the West offering intelligence in exchange for protection. I became the middleman, delivering his secrets from Moscow to London and Washington, all under the guise of business. What we uncovered through Pinkarsky was terrifying. The Soviet Union was installing nuclear missiles in Cuba. His information gave President Kennedy the clarity needed to confront Khrushchev and avoid global catastrophe. The Cuban Missile Crisis in October 1962 brought the world to the brink of nuclear war, and I had played a quiet yet critical role in preventing it. But espionage is never without consequence. In November 1962, the KGB arrested me in Moscow. I was interrogated, beaten, and paraded in a show trial, accused of spying for Britain and the United States. I was sentenced to 8 years in prison. The Soviets wanted to break me, but I held firm, knowing that Pinkarsky, my friend and hero, had already paid the ultimate price. He was executed. I spent nearly 2 years in Lubyanka prison, enduring isolation and illness. In 1964, I was finally released in a spy swap for Soviet agent Conan Molody. When I returned to Britain, I was celebrated briefly, then forgotten. The secrecy of my mission meant I couldn't share much, not even with my family. 4 years, I struggled with trauma, alcohol, and the weight of silence. In time, I wrote my memoirs, The Man from Moscow and the Man from Odessa, revealing parts of my story and the immense courage of Pinkarsky. It wasn't until decades later that the world began to fully understand the gravity of our actions. I wasn't a trained spy, I was a civilian thrown into the shadows of history, but I did my duty. I served not with a gun, but with trust and nerve. I am Greville Wynne, the reluctant courier turned spy, the man who risked everything not for glory, but to stop a war the world could not survive.